Welcome to my projectbazaar.com. Let us see our project demo for a similarity measure for text classification and clustering. In abstract, this paper introduces a measure of similarity between two clustering of the same dataset produced by two different algorithms or even the same algorithm. K-means, for instance, with a different initialization usually produce different result in clustering the same dataset. We then apply the measure to calculate the similarity between pairs of clusterings with a special interest directed on comparing the similarity between various machine clustering and human clustering of dataset. The similarity measure thus can be used to identify the best in terms of most similar to human clustering algorithm for a specific problem at hand. Experimental result partitioning to the text categorization problem of corpus, wherein a translation into the English approach is used for presented as well as a result the well-known benchmark dataset. The significance and other potential applications of the proposed measure are discussed. In our proposed system, we have to find out the best measure of the similarity classification for text classification and clustering. Finally, we have to produce the best measure for similarity measures. In data flow diagram, in first step, user will select the dataset. In our paper, we have to suggest the dataset. That means WebKB dataset is used in our project. And after selecting the WebKB dataset, it will be divided into the 4 parts. That means it is a testing document. After selecting the testing document, it will be a pre-processing method is done in our project. Finally, we have to find the similarity between two documents. When the similarity formula is SMTP formula is used to find the similarity between two documents. After finding the similarity measure for documents using XMTP, apply the measure for classification and clustering. In classification, we have to use the single labeled classification, and multi-labeled classification is used to classify the documents. That means it will be using the formula cosine similarity, equivalent similarity, and SMTP similarity we have to use in our project. And finally, the values are classified, and after the classification, the documents will be clustered. Finally, we have to find out the best similarity measure in our project. Let us see our project. First of all, we have to run the first frame 0.java. The frame will be shown. After we have to clicking the dataset will be loaded. We have to select the dataset. In our paper suggest the WebKB dataset is suitable for this project. We have to select the WebKB data, and dataset will be loaded successfully. View the dataset. In this place we have to use the threading function, and dataset will be viewed. After viewing the dataset, in data mining, this is our project is data mining project. In data mining project, first of all, 3 steps is major step: dataset loading and processing, and then pre-processing. The first one, in first step we have to successfully load the dataset, and second step processing. Processing means it will divide into the testing documents. In this project, use 4 testing document codes. We have to click the close and see the course data. After we have to click, it will show the student data, and project we have to see the project data, and faculty we have to see the faculty data. After clicking the next button, it will show the pre-processing step. First of all, we have to click the course. First we have to processing, and then we have to pre-processing. In this place, in pre-processing, we have to delete some unwanted data and stopwords. We have to find out the similarity between two documents. In this similarity, we don't compare the that means stopwords. So we have to remove the stopwords in pre-processing step, and also unwanted data. project, and then faculty. After clicking next, in our project the next step is feature extraction. Every document we have to extract the features. And we have to calculate the document vector. Document vector is successfully calculated. Student, project, and faculty. Next, the document vector for D1, and after clicking D2 we have to click the col1, the document vector for D2. After that we have to click the D3, we have to click col2, and after that D4 we have to click col2. In this our project we have to find out the SMTP formula. In this SMTP formula, first of all we have to find out the document vector D1, D2, D3, D4, and finally we have to find out the standard deviation. After finding the standard deviation we have to calculate this formula f of d1 comma d2 equal to summation of j equal to 1 to n star d1 of j d2 of j. We have to calculate every standard deviation. After finding the standard deviation, click the next button, and this is our formula for n star d1 of j d2 of j. We have to calculate this formula. The values will be shown. After that we have to calculate the n union, and finally calculate the similarity for document. The SMTP of d1 comma d2 is 0.5. The SMTP of d1 comma d3 is 0.5. The SMTP of d1 d4 is 61. After finding the SMTP similarity value, we have to classify the document. In this classification we have to use the single level documentation. You have to calculate the cosine similarity, and SMTP is already find out. And finally we have to calculate the Euclidean. The graph will be shown for the calculations. And then we have to find out the best performance. The best performance SMTP, that means the value of SMTP always low. So we have to finally use the best performance of similarity between two text classification clustering is SMTP, and click next. Cluster is formation. Using k-means clustering, hierarchical agglomerated clustering, we have to cluster the documents. And finally information retrieve, SMTP information retrieve equal to information retrieve, and final result will be shown. Graph, and next user will choose their own file. Means in this place we have to choose the training dataset. Map is user will be shown, and dataset will be loaded successfully, and pre-processing. In this pre-processing, unwanted data and all data will be deleted. After clicking next, find, it will be finding new document with course, student, project, and faculty. After clicking the next, we already get the formula n star d1 of j and 2 of d1 of j we have to get. And finally find out the similarity value for 4 document: file with course, file with student, file with project, file with faculty, and finally classify the document. Classification, the file is now classified into project, and finally end. Thank you.